that he was toppled, he met with the East Timorese leadership, didn't raise it, and it had been discussed in Labor ranks prior to that. So it showed that he didn't want it, and as Foreign Minister now, he's got to lead the charge on it.
Well, I think, frankly, that's inference. I don't think that Kevin Rudd is anywhere on the record one way or the other on this. He is a Foreign Minister now, and taking on that portfolio under Julia Gillard recognises that that is government policy, and I'm sure he is a thoroughly competent professional who knows as much as anyone about international relations. I'm sure that he will take to this task, along with Chris Bowen as the new Minister for Immigration, and make great headway with the East Timorese.
Senator Fifield, Kevin Rudd is a well-experienced diplomat. There won't be any introductions needed from him on the international stage. That's got to be a plus, doesn't it?
Well, you're quite right. There doesn't need to be any introduction of Kevin Rudd to world leaders, but part of the problem is world leaders know Kevin Rudd only too well, and a lot of them don't like what they see. Kevin Rudd, as Prime Minister, very seriously damaged our relations with China. You might recall at the Copenhagen Climate Change Conference, he had some very unflattering things to say about our Chinese neighbours. Kevin Rudd snubbed the Japanese Prime Minister shortly after he became Prime Minister, and we were always just a short step away from further damaging our relationship with Japan over the whaling issue. Kevin Rudd, we know, is opposed to the offshore processing proposal at East Timor that the Prime Minister has put forward. We know this because Kevin Rudd at his farewell press conference said that he hoped that he wouldn't see the Labor Party move to the right, and what that was code for was offshore processing. Kevin Rudd doesn't have his heart in the East Timor solution. It's a solution that bears no chance of success anyway, but it stands even less chance of success given that Kevin Rudd is opposed to it.
Senator Mark Butler, as Senator Fifield said, Kevin Rudd in that news conference, that quite famous news conference now, said that he didn't want to see a lurch to the right in the border protection policy. Now he's got to be overseeing that. And the other point to make is, I suppose, when you've got such an experienced diplomat at the helm in this portfolio, he's got many of his own ideas. How is that going to be reconciled with the priorities of the Gillard government to ensure that they're all on the same page?
Well, firstly, I don't agree with the characterisation that the Regional Offshore Processing Centre proposed by Julia Gillard in East Timor is a lurch to the right. It is something outside the paradigm that we've seen discussed, boat people processing discussed within Australia. What we're trying to do with this policy is create a regional solution rather than an Australian or Nauru solution that encompasses the whole of the Southeast Asian region, that is under the jurisdiction of the UNHCR and the Refugee Convention. It's not a lurch to the right, it's just a different way of looking at the challenge of dealing with unauthorised arrivals. So I don't agree with the characterisation that it's a lurch to the right. It's a different way of approaching this issue, and I'm sure that Kevin Rudd will take to it with gusto. In terms of the general approach to foreign affairs, I'm very confident that, as Gareth Evans said, there will not be a sliver of light between Kevin Rudd and Julia Gillard on this issue. The Labor Party has had a very clear... The Labor Party has had a very clear and consistent approach to foreign affairs for a very, very long time that does not depend on any particular individual. That's been very clear in our platform and I think has been a pretty consistent thread from Foreign Affairs spokesperson and minister to Foreign Affairs spokesperson and minister, and from leader to leader. I expect that to continue.
Senator Fifield, you made an interjection there. Sorry, I missed it. What was that?
I said watch this space in relation to Stephen Smith's invocation that there not be a sliver of light between the Prime Minister and the Foreign Minister on foreign policy. Stephen Smith said that because he knows that Kevin Rudd is going to run foreign affairs exactly the way that he wants to, that there's going to be a constant tension between the Prime Minister and Kevin Rudd. So watch this space, because I don't think Kevin Rudd is going to be able to withhold himself.
Gentlemen, time for a quick break. We'll be right back on AM Agenda. Stay with us.
The latest in